Hi, future Alfond Scholars. We get a lot of questions from you all about the process of how to be considered for this competition. So here we are today to answer your questions.
The first question we often receive is who's eligible for the Alfond. All incoming first-year students applying for the fall term, including international students. However, spring applicants and transfer applicants are not eligible for the scholarship. If you've done a gap year, the maximum number of gap years you could do is 2 to be considered for it.
The next question we receive often is how do I apply for the Alfond Scholarship and what is the deadline? The answer is there's no additional step to being considered for the Alfond Scholarship. You simply submit your common application or the Rollins application by November 15th. You do not need to apply early decision to be considered. You can apply early action, but for international students, you'll be asked to submit proof of English proficiency and the non-US citizen financial aid application as part of your application.
What is the criteria for being considered for the Alfond? To be considered for the Alfond Scholarship, all required documents must be submitted by the November 15th deadline. This includes your official transcripts, 1 academic letter of recommendation, the essay that's included in the application, but we don't require any supplementals, and a list of activities and achievements. We're looking for students who truly stand out, leaders, innovators, and change makers. For example, past recipients have examples of leadership, honors, awards, and community service. One of our Alfond Scholar recipients from Nepal wrote a book on the impacts of the 2015 earthquake, how it impacted street children, and how it increased child marriage. They brought about social awareness and sold over 10,000 copies. They also co-founded the Chess Club, they were student council president, and the creator of an e-learning app for teaching high school physics and math.
Another question we receive quite often is, are test optional students eligible? The answer is yes. Test optional students are eligible. But because this is a highly competitive scholarship, successful applicants typically have very strong GPAs and an exceptional list of activities and accomplishments.
What is the timeline for the application and selection process? You will need to submit your application by November 15th, the priority deadline. In early December, students are then notified if they've been selected to move forward in the interview process. Interviews will take place in late January and final decisions are announced in early to mid-February.
So how does the selection process work if you're selected for an interview? If you're selected, you will participate in a series of 25-minute virtual interviews with a faculty member, current Alfond students, and a member of the selection committee. During the interviews, we encourage you to let your personality shine and share what you're passionate about. We use both your application and interview performance to make final decisions.
How many students are selected for the Alfond? Typically about 10 to 12 students are chosen each year. Domestic students selected as Alfond Scholars will be invited to campus for a personalized visit experience. International students chosen for the Alfond Scholarship, we will purchase your first flight to campus.
So what does the scholarship cover? The scholarship covers tuition, room, and board. However, it does not cover expenses like books, health insurance, personal costs, and taxes. International students should be prepared to demonstrate financial resources of about $6,000 to $8,000, which covers the previously mentioned items, travel, and visa costs.
What happens if you're not selected for the Alfond Scholarship? If you're not selected, that's okay. You'll be considered for additional scholarships and you will receive an invitation to join the honors program here at Rollins. We would love to have you at Rollins.
We really hope you'll apply. We look forward to reading your applications. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Good luck. Bye.
Bye.